Welcome back to the hottest show in the galaxy. It's the Karen Hunter Show on SiriusXM Urban View Channel 126. And I'm in the presence of greatness right now. It's a legend. And I don't normally sing on the air, but this from my childhood, this song has stuck with me for like a whole lot of years. So let me just do just one bar.
Okay.
Join us, leave your feels the flower.
Now listen.
Join us, leave your cheese to sour. Join us,
Come and waste an hour or two.
Yeah.
Oh, doodly doo. Journey,
Yes.
journey to a spot. Exciting, mystic and exotic. Journey through our anecdotic review.
Yeah, that is from Pippin. Yeah,
Yes.
they played that on loop when I was a kid as a
Yeah,
commercial. Really? Yeah. Let me
Wow.
welcome the legendary, the one and only Ben Vereen. Welcome to the Karen Hunter
It's
Show.
wonderful to be here with you, Carol.
Yeah.
Thank you for having us over. You know that song, you got to hear it at the. I'm doing a show at
Yes.
Lincoln Center. All right, at Jazz at Lincoln Center in the Dizzy's room. Starting April 4th through the 7th, and we're doing big band. And you want to hear it? Come listen to Magic to Do with big band.
You're singing Magic to Do?
Yes. Corner of the Sky, Magic to Do
come
with
on.
big band. And also I'm doing a tribute to Sammy Davis Jr.
I can see that.
And I got to talk to the powers here, the powers that be here, Sirius. We need a Sammy Davis Jr. channel.
We
Well,
definitely,
when do we have one?
I don't know why we don't
We should have a
one.
Sammy Davis Jr. channel.
Iconic, legendary.
Yes,
And-
yes. And he was opened the doors for us. Opened the door for all of us, for you.
Did
He
he?
must to be here.
Did he
Yeah.
open the doors
Yeah.
for you?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
I heard stories about Sammy Davis Jr. because of his relationship with the Rat Pack and all of that.
But yes. But here is the idea. If you look beyond that, if you look through that, you see he was put in that position to open doors. He was opening doors. You got to watch this man.
Even if he did nothing physically, his very presence opened doors,
That's right,
And
that's
I think
right.
we don't put enough respect on people just being there.
That's right. In the room.
Yep.
In the room.
Well, you've been in many rooms. I also, my
thank you.
childhood was impacted by you because I was in the fourth or fifth grade,
Yeah.
when my teacher, Mrs. Johnson, made us all watch Roots
Ooh.
as part of a school assignment, right? So and you played Chicken George.
Yes, I did.
Which that role at the point in which you showed up in Roots,
Yes.
with the agency that you had as an enslaved person to be able to go out and kind of own yourself under the auspices of slavery and have a certain way that you carried yourself, very empowering at a time.
Yeah, and I'm thankful to be that opportunity to do just that. Roots is about our Holocaust, and I hope that we got it and that we're studying it and realize that this is our contribution to is America, our contribution. We came here, we were brought here, and we conquered here.
When you got the call, do you remember when you got the call to play that role?
I'd heard about it. It was in Reader's Digest, and the buzz was everywhere, and every African American wanted to do it. And
everyone was.
Everyone.
The opening scene, the opening night, I think it was Maya Angelou, Cicely Tyson,
Yes.
Thomas Russ. I can't remember his last name. He played Kunta Kinte's father, Thomas Russell. He had like an African name.
Yes.
Of course, LeVar Burton was being introduced. We didn't get to you until later on in the miniseries, but you were a performer. You were a Broadway,
Broadway guy.
thespian.
That's
you
right.
know how did
And
you land this role?
Well, then my agent said, that's what he said to me. I said, I want to try out for Roots. He said, Ben, come on. You're a song and dance man. They're looking for actors. I said, I can act. He said, come on, be real, Ben. I got a gig for you.
Your agent said, "Be real."
Yeah, be real. Come on. You're a song and dance man. He said, look, I got a gig for you in Savannah, Georgia. He said, the group that's going to open for you is called Sister Sledge, and it's going to be at a junior high school, blah, blah, blah. I said, all right. So I go to Savannah, Georgia, and I used to do a character called Bert Williams. Now, Bert Williams was part of our Holocaust because there was a time when the African Americans couldn't get on stage unless they wore blackface. They were tarred, they were feathered, they were killed. So they had to wear blackface. So I did a parody on that and do it in my show. And sitting in the audience was a guy named Stan Margulies, who was one of the executive producers. And he came backstage to my dressing room and he said, I want you to be my Chicken George. I didn't know what Chicken George was. I just was so happy I was going to be a part of that show. That's serious.
Leslie
And
Uggams played your mom?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Leslie Uggams.
Yeah, this is taking me back. And as you mentioned in blackface, because I'd read in 1981 you performed at Ronald Reagan's inauguration in
I
blackface.
tried to make a statement.
And I was going to ask you about that
Yeah,
because blackface is now really big. But they didn't play it on television. They cut away.
They cut it in half. And I was promised by Marty Pasetta and Frank Sinatra that they were going to show the whole piece because it resolves and tells you why I was doing the piece. But they cut it in half.
So tell us, because people who watched it, they only saw the blackface, and then they were like, what is Ben Vereen doing?
Well, what I was saying was there was a time, like in Roots, when we were not allowed on the American stage unless we wore blackface. And in my parody, I do this bit where after he does his song and dance for the audience and gets all these applause, he turns and wants to buy them all drinks. And the waiter says, your money's not getting good here, and he uses the N-word. And I'm paranoid. I'm in pantomime.
Perfect.
And
you're in pantomime.
Yeah, I'm in pantomime, and I'm shocked. And I look at the audience. I say, "Well, y'all shows a wonderful audience. Now, y'all come on back and see me sometime." Spot that. And he goes back to his room, and he's still got his makeup, and he's wiping the makeup off, and he's saying, "Oh, the show's a good audience." And he looks at the white towel with the black on it. And he stops and he sings, "I never done nothing to nobody. I ain't never got nothing for nobody no time. But until I get something from somebody, I ain't gonna do nothing for nobody no time." And he hands out the rag with the black on the white and he pushes it out to the audience. Your decision. They didn't show that.
We're in a particular time, which we were at the time that Roots came out.
Yes.
It was groundbreaking. It was historic.
Yes, it was.
It put America on her heels and made her have to confront some things.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
How do you feel now? Fast forward. That was almost 40 years ago.
Yes.
Maybe it was 40 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Someone is trying to turn the time back, and we can't let them.
Is it a someone or is it a something? Because
it's a someone's.
So someone's.
Yes, someone's are trying to turn the tide back, and we will not let them. We've got to hold the line. We worked and we fought and we died to be where we are today. We cannot go back and will not go back.
So when you look at where we are in this nation, in this world, because this is global.
Yes, it was global.
How painful is it for somebody that has walked through to see us come through to a place where you could have a career doing the things that you love and be the multidimensional human being that you were put here to be, to touch people's hearts and minds, to now be in a place where there's so much hate?
That's a strong word, but there is. It's sad to see. I was speaking to Clay about the fact that, during the 60s, we were out in the street protesting for love. We said, we got to need love. We need love. We said we were screaming for love. We're going to change the world for love. That was our mantra. What happened? What happened?
Did we forget?
We must have forgotten. Now it's time for us to join hands and hold the line for love. Hold the line. Yeah, join us. Yes. Hold the line for love.
Music and art and performance and you, Ben Vereen, I think it all connects when I think about Stevie Wonder, and I was just playing a song by Dionne Warwick, not by her, but she,
babies.
what the world needs now is love, sweet love.
Right.
And now you're on a show, which is music. It's got drama. It's got all of these things.
Yes, it does.
But there are messages being woven into the storyline on Star.
Yes,
which is on Fox, of course, with the show starring Queen Latifah, Brandy, Patti LaBelle, and now you, Ben Vereen. What are you bringing to this?
I'm bringing a very
show?
controversial character, one that needs a subject that we need to address in our communities, and that's a father who is sort of dysfunctional, very dysfunctional, and it took me a moment to accept this role because in the atmosphere that we are today, I said, do I want to do this? But yes, because we need to address it.
So Lee Daniels called you?
His
Did
sister,
did he call you?
Leah called me.
Oh, okay. And she said what?
She said, will you come do this parole?
And so you read. She said Calvin Brown is a hot mess. Okay,
He's
this
a
guy.
hot- he's a
this
hot
guy's
mess.
a hot mess.
He's a hot mess.
So what do you tap
But-
into to play him?
A dysfunctional behavior that I've lived through in my own life. And
So there's a piece of Calvin Brown in Ben Vereen?
well, there's a piece of Calvin Brown in a lot of people. Not in my life, but not particularly mine, but it has happened to me. And I had to reverse it and say, okay, how would I do this? What could I say? How can I use him to say, we must address this, people?
You play Queen Latifah's dad?
Dad.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting. Her character is Carlotta. It's a soap opera, to say
Yes,
the
it
least,
is,
with
isn't
music.
it? Yeah.
It's what do you call that? An opera? Yeah, soap opera with music. Yes. To be in your place right now, because I when I talk to my kids and when I talk to my audience about finding your passion. There's never a retirement date. You know what I'm saying?
No.
There's never a place where you can retire when you do what you love to do.
That's true.
When you get up every day, does this feed you?
Yes, it does. What I need to do, what I have to do is wonderful. I was raised in a church by a woman by the name of Mary Eddy. Her husband's name was Reverend Eddie Eddy. And they were missionaries.
Where was this?
In Brooklyn, New York. And
you were raised in Brooklyn?
I was raised in Brooklyn on Herkimer Street. And we'd go down to various churches and have our little services. And Mother Mary, she's the one who taught me to sing. She have a testimony every time. She say, when I die and I meet God, I want God to look at me and say, you didn't rust out of life, you worked out of life. And I think that stuck with me.
I love it. Yeah. I love it. We should all work out of life.
Work out of life. That means work in life to make life better for everybody. Not only yourself, but everybody. Because we truly are our brothers and sisters keepers.
I'm going to touch your fist on that one. Biggest lesson that you learned over your, I don't even want to say how many years you've been doing this, Ben Vereen. Let's say since you came out the womb with all of this majesty and magical abilities. Biggest lesson that you carry with you to this day?
Never give up. Never give up. A friend of mine said, what can't you do? And the answer was fail. I will not fail.
You will not fail. Okay. We do wellness on our show.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, we do wellness.
We need a lot of that. We need
Wellness Wednesday.
Yes,
you're dealing with another kind of wellness on Star. You magnify wellness in your one-man show, An Evening with Ben Vereen, which is going on the road too. I see. Is this going on the road?
Yes.
Are you going on tour with it? So it's going to be in New York.
It's going to be in New York. We're starting here.
Right, and then you're going to be heading to Toronto, I see, in May. You're going to be in Phoenix in April, end of April, Pittsburgh in October, Chicago. So people, y'all going to be able to see him in June. You're going to be everywhere. You're taking this on the road. This is good.
Taking that on the road.
This is good. But are you taking care of yourself?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Yes, I did. Right, first of all,
you and Patti LaBelle both have diabetes. What is that?
Well, it's a funny thing. When I was diagnosed with diabetes, what was it, 7 years ago? I didn't know what it was. They would always say, you see Aunt Sue bang her head up against the wall, or Uncle Joe would, go all crazy. And say, what's wrong with this? Oh, they got diabetes. They just got a little sugar in their blood.
Little sugar.
They got a little sugar.
We make it nice and
sweet, sugar
right?
in their blood, right?
Right.
I said, oh, okay. So now I get older. And all of a sudden I find myself, getting dry mouth.
Okay.
And I come off stage. I was drinking a lot of water. Come off stage, eating a lot of candy. I was urinating a lot. And I'm going, what is going on in my body? So I go to the doctor. He says, Mr. Vereen, you have diabetes. I said, what? Did you have diabetes? I said, no, I don't have diabetes. He said, well, it's obviously runs in your family. I said, no. Now, I understand something. The family I was raised with was not my biological family.
The Eddies?
Huh?
The Eddie family?
No, it was the Vereen family.
The Vereen?
Yeah. So I find my biological family.
Hold on. So you were
But
adopted?
it's a whole other. It's a whole other. It's a whole other.
Took me down a
interview.
path.
Yeah, no, this is a whole other interview.
Go down. Okay,
Yeah.
we'll do it another time.
You do it another time. So I go to my. I call my. I find my sister who lives in Connecticut, and I say, her name is Gloria. I said, Gloria, do we have diabetes in our family? She said, oh, honey, we all got diabetes.
Why is that?
I go and I say, thank you, Alex Haley, because I had no idea about this. But here's the thing about diabetes: once you know, then you can do something about it. It's one thing to know. See, most people say, "Oh, I got diabetes." Depends on your level. Oh, I got diabetes, and you get fearful. No, you get diabetes. Your wake up call, people.
Yeah, but before the wake-up call,
Yeah.
there are things we can do to not get diabetes. 'Cause I'm
Exactly,
going
Liz.
to challenge that diabetes runs in people's families.
Yeah,
I'm going
thank
to
you,
challenge
thank you.
that
Yeah.
our eating habits
Our
run in
eating
our
habits,
families,
we need
and
to
our
eat.
stress levels run in our
Yes,
family.
yes.
But diabetes, I don't think, unless it's type 1,
We can do
Type
something
2
about type 2. We can do something about.
does not run
One
in our
is
family. So what was
genetic.
Ben Vereen eating and drinking and doing?
All the wrong things.
Okay. Can
All
you
the
give us a
wrong
prescription
things.
for people out there who might
All
be doing
the
it now
wrong things.
before
I
they
was
get the
doing it-
diagnosis?
I was doing it too much.
Okay.
All the wrong
Too much
things.
what? What was your thing?
Well, I don't want to jump on people's parades and things of what they eat and
Let's
things like
jump
that.
on their parades,
but for
Ben
me,
Vereen. We
it was
gotta
a lot
save
of fats,
lives.
a lot of stuff. It was, a lot of meats, a lot of, bad foods and things like that.
You just weren't paying
I
attention
wasn't
to
paying
your diet
attention.
at
I
all.
wasn't interested in eating vegetables and pure foods and fasting and water, drinking a lot of water.
That's what you're doing now?
Yeah.
You're fasting
Yeah, I fast.
and you eat vegetables?
Oh boy.
Okay.
boy.
Was it an immediate change or was it a gradual?
Gradual change. You
Okay.
can't do something immediately. It never sticks. You gradually. So your
So what's
body,
the first
because you've
thing
been
you eliminated?
doing something so long to your body.
Right.
All of a sudden you say, okay, I got to change. You slam it. What happens is not going to stick. But if you do it gradually, it becomes a part of your routine.
So the first thing you eliminated
Yeah?
from your diet?
All
what was
the
the
bad food.
All right, you're not going to give us specifics, Ben Vereen. Okay. All right.
Well, the reason why I do not, because what's good for the goose isn't always good for the gander. All
That's
right.
true.
If I give up meat and if I give up cheeses, if I give up all the foods that I feel that are bad for me, that doesn't mean that you have to.
Gotcha.
Your diet may be different.
Right.
It's eat everything in moderation. You don't have, look, you go to a party or you have a birthday party and they bring you out a cake. You don't have to eat the whole cake.
Right.
Eat a little
Get your
slice of
little
the cake.
slice,
The
right.
taste of it nice. Have a nice, but don't eat the whole thing.
Got
And then
you.
you go, oh, I got diabetes. You just ate the whole damn cake.
You know what's amazing, Ben Vereen? Again, the some of the track of my childhood, some of the most memorable television shows of my childhood you were in, and there's generations right now who are being introduced to Ben Vereen for the first time because of this
Because of
Lee
Star.
Daniels star,
Yeah.
right?
Thank you, Lee.
Which makes you span so many different, demos and How do you feel like being able to touch somebody like me?
I love it. I love it. I love it.
That's legacy.
I love it. I love it. I still get sort of tickled when people call me a legend, and I have to look over my shoulder. Who are you talking about? They say, you're a legend. I go, okay, all right. Me, I'm a working actor.
And you're
and
working.
I'm trying, and more than just a working actor, I'm trying to make a difference in people's lives.
So when you were going around with Reverend Eddie,
Yes.
his wife,
and Mary Eddy.
and what was her name?
Mary Eddy.
Mary Eddy, and she taught you how to sing, and you were going and you were blessing people with your voice and your your whole act. Was it an act then, or when did it develop into the person that I saw at Pippin, the person that ended up at Chicken
Oh,
George?
he's still developing because he's
still developing.
learning. I'm always learning. And it's interesting when I do a character, I sort of like go within first and ask permission of the character once I read the words. Then I got to find out, okay, how would this guy do this? And I allow that to be present in my life, and that's how I work. And that's why I teach. Also, I teach people to work from the inside out, not the outside in, because it's all an inside job.
So Wednesday nights, when you guys see Calvin Brown, you're not going to be seeing Ben Vereen. You're going to be seeing a man that's working inside out, about a character that should touch our lives and help us learn some things about how certain men navigate the family space.
Exactly. And we need to have discussion.
Yeah.
You know, we need to talk. We need to sit around a table, especially in the Black communities, African American communities now. We must talk. We must sit around and talk as a family, talk about these issues. Take time. I know we got media, we got social media. No, put your phones down and sit down at a meal and say, how did your day go? You know, matter of fact, during my want is that every Black History Month, I want to copy my Jewish brothers and sisters. We should have a Seder. We should sit around the table and talk about our journey, our tears that we went through crossing over here.
As a show, we're committed to every day doing Kwanzaa.
Right? Kwanzaa, doing Kwanzaa. We should do it during Kwanzaa.
Every single day.
It should be,
so there's 7 days, and
during Kwanzaa.
Every day of the week
during
we have,
Kwanzaa. So it's not just about dashikis and things like that. No, it's about the legacy.
Right, exactly.
It's about where we came
Collective
from.
economics, self-determination.
Let's talk about great-great-great-great-great-grandma.
Absolutely.
And what she suffered. That's why Barack Obama was in that White House, because that woman said, "Don't kill my baby boy. I'll be your whore. I'll be whatever you want me. Just don't kill my boy."
Ben Vereen, man, I can't believe I'm sitting here with you. I promise you, this is amazing. And you know what's even more amazing? People will get to see you travel around the country.
Yes.
An evening with Ben Vereen, Dizzy's Club in New York, but also you're going to be all over the country. Yeah. Toronto as well, Phoenix, Pittsburgh, Chicago. I know there's a website. We're going to tweet it out so people can find it out. But and on Wednesday,
I keep getting flashes here.
What is it?
Yes, I've done Bull. I was
on Magnum PI.
On Magnum PI. What else?
We're not here for your IMDb, whatever that is, page, because it's too long. We could be here. You're going to take up all my time telling everything you've been in.
It's going to be a mini-series.
Come on. Someone needs to do your life story. You're talking about Sammy Davis, Ben Vereen, iconic legend. I can't believe that I'm sitting here with you, living legend, and we all get to enjoy you every Wednesday night on Fox, watching you on Stars.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here.
My pleasure.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate you.